Yo, what's going on, guys? Koi here. Now, this is probably going to be pretty heartbreaking for a lot of people. I know it is for me, and I'm just going to say it out loud. This is the curse of Ririkoi joining any project, ends up dying instantly, or has like a slow and painful death. This kind of happens with most of the projects I've ever joined or been on. You can name any of the ones I've ever made videos on, it's probably dead or close to EOS. But, let's talk about it. So, first things first, during the recording of this video, specifically at 11:31 p.m., at 30 minutes after the announcement of DBOG's end, which I will go over, I'm going to read it, so stick with me there. And if you haven't read it yet, then this is pretty much the audiobook variant of how this long and sad apology/announcement is going to go down, and what has happened during this time compared to everything else. So first things first, right? Dragon Soul is fine. Dragon Ball Rage is fine. None of their discords, none of their media people, everybody I've talked to so far has been totally fine. This is strictly a DBOG issue that apparently has to do with Bandai. Now, how much do we really know of this? Is this going to end up happening to other games in general? I don't know. And you're probably going to have to wait until someone in the upper echelon of Roblox in order to find out. Probably someone like Infernasu or something like that. Like how we talked about Brick Bronze and stuff. But besides that, right? With a lot of this stuff, it just pretty much means the end. I've been dawdling about, what about the comeback and stuff like that, and the live streams. And sadly, before I talk about like what Gray's last sayings were and stuff like that for this, and from the game team and everything, from the development team, they are going to shut down the Discord, apparently. So, they're not going to sell it or anything like that. As we know, as of this moment, the game probably is going to get shut down too. If they say of what they're saying is true, if they're not developing the game anymore, and this is a legal issue with Toei, they would have already asked for the game to be shut down. So far, I'll show you some screenshots of what I've kind of seen. The game hasn't been shut down, but is kind of like they're changing it as we speak. To make it look like it got shut down. I don't know if this is maybe a publicity thing, but we've seen, shutdowns on Roblox before, what it kind of looks like, and this is definitely not one of those true takedowns. And the game is still very much open with 200 players or so. We've seen the development struggles of the game and such. We know that they've been struggling developing the game, and we've seen that they have major issues with, testers and everything else. Everything that's kind of happened to now could just be related to stress. And, I don't want to be that guy, but, I say they put away the gloves. In reality, I think they truly put away the gloves. And I feel bad for Bobby. I feel bad for everybody. You guys, the people who love the game. Unless I see, normally people open up these types of chats with like an email or something, but this is just a message. So let me go ahead and go over the message, and we'll go from there. Dear DBOG community, it's with our heavy hearts and deep regret that we address you today. Recent developments have brought us to a difficult and painful crossroads, and it is important for us to explain the situation honestly and transparently. Bandai Namco has recently initiated a takedown effort targeting Dragon Ball Online generations, along with stricter enforcement measures aimed at stopping and hosting and distributing unauthorized content relating to Dragon Ball. Now, the reason I put the quotations between taken down is because these changes were made recently, and they're being made as I talk right now. The other part is all the other games are fine. There hasn't been no major takedown. Dragon Ball demo, as you know, is chilling right now. They're totally fine. Other bigger games, bigger projects are just like, they're not stopping. And I'm literally chatting with people right now about like, hey, is this game all right? Is this game all right? Because, YouTubers chat with other YouTubers. And, they're all chilling right now. So I think this is like, this isn't a normal takedown we've seen before. That's what I'm saying. After extensive discussion and consideration, we have been left with no choice but to cease the development and operation of the project. This declaration has been made lightly, and we deeply saddened to share that due to legal pressure we are facing, we can no longer continue with the project that many of you have came to love and support. Now, another thing I do want to bring up is what happened when Roblox development studio did get their hands on the rights to something, and that was GameFam, obviously. GameFam was that one game development studio, or quote-unquote game development studio, developers on Roblox who took down anything My Hero Academia related and then lost the license because they couldn't, like, even though they got like all the stuff taken down, they really just couldn't come back with anything legitimate because it was just not possible. And we saw with the other developers of the One Piece game that they are entirely separate and individual, and they don't want to take anyone down. They don't want to do anything like that. So that's like that. They want to just do their own thing and not have to deal with the legal repercussions of taking down games and then becoming hated. So this is just not very Bandai. This doesn't sound very Bandai. We extend our sincerest gratitude to every player who's taken part of the DBOG community. Your passion, dedication, love for the game has been driving every force behind everything we've done. We've invested countless hours into ensuring that DBOG remains a space for Dragon Ball Online fans to come together, relive old memories, and create new ones. Our mission has always been to preserve the essence of the original game. Situation weighs heavily on us. We explored every possible avenue to keep the project alive. With the legal constraints indisposed, Bandai Namco has left us with no viable option forward. Despite their best efforts, we are faced with the painful reality that we must shut down the server. Thank you for everyone for understanding. Well, yep, that's pretty much it there, honestly. That is the last announcement that we've kind of gotten from DBOG for now. I'll let you guys know if there's any more things that we can discuss, but as someone who was a big fan of DBOG and what it stood for, I have to say that thank you to the developers, of course, for giving me the chance to be a content creator in their program, to, Bobby for kind of like doing some videos with me, kind of hanging out and, chatting about the game. Their influence has always dawned upon Roblox whenever it comes down to Sonny's vision, which is, a really, really dope combat experience for a Roblox game. And this was it. And Dragon Ball, whatever the fuck Snake World is making is absolute dog shit. The combat looks like shit. All right, I'll see you guys later. Take it easy.